What is up, Festival Tales fam? We are back with another episode of the podcast. If you guys are not familiar with us, we are a festival slash EDM music podcast. The main thing we do is we tell anonymously submitted stories that people submit to us. That was a lot. I gotta reword that at some point. That was too much. But we submit anonymous stories that are submitted to us and we read them, as well as talk about our own festival experiences, give advice, and all that kind of stuff in the music world. And we've got some new things coming out. We got some things evolving for the podcast. We're gonna do some new things. But other than that, no news from either of us or for the podcast. We decided to postpone Patreon for just a little bit to kind of get our grounding and our footing. We both had some crazy lives going on with some just family stuff and all sorts of different things occurring. So we didn't record as many episodes for the Patreon that we intended to, but we'll have those ready for you guys in the new year, I think. Other than that, any other news that I'm missing?
No, I don't have anything.
Yeah, I think we're good on the news part. So without further ado, today we're going to be doing a story as per usual. Guys, one announcement is we do need stories submitted to us. We are a little bit low on some stories and we have only some older stories, which we're fine with doing, but we want to hear some new stuff from the past couple years. Other than that, today is exciting because normally, like I said, we do these stories, we submit them, or you guys submit them and we read them. But today, we're going to branch out a little bit. We're going to the people for the stories today. This is going to be one we pulled from Reddit. We haven't done a Reddit story before, so that likelihood of you guys seeing that potentially is there. But we're going to do a Reddit story from EDC Orlando,
which we both just got back from.
Yes, we did both get back from.
It's very timely.
Timely as yes. So, title of it is Concierge Golden Shower.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. Okay. Here we go. The incident happened on Sunday night. I passed by the concierge at the VIP section in Circuit Grounds to pick up some goodies. There was a girl in front of me talking with the concierge person, so I patiently waited for my turn. I went to check the time on my phone, and as I was doing so, I felt a wet sensation on my left leg. I figured the person in front of me must have accidentally dropped some water on the floor and it just splashed on me. When I look up, however, to my surprise, the girl that was talking to the concierge person was fully taking a piss. Yes, you read that right. She was peeing while standing up through her clothes. Full stream, no hesitation, didn't even try to pop a squat. Not demure.
Not demure.
And I quickly took a step back to avoid further damage to my Brooks. The girl then looked me straight in the eyes, smiles, and nods her head in relief. Needless to say that I was left speechless by the look in her eyes and her empty gaze. It was clear to me that she was extremely fucked up, and nothing that I would have said could have gotten through to her. So I simply went to the restroom, washed off in shame. Lady, and then this is to the lady that peed. Lady, even though you peed on my Brooks Men's Ghost 16 running shoes, I harbor no ill feelings towards you. When you gotta go, and you must have definitely went. I simply hope that you are okay and that you made it through John's Summit set without any other golden shower incidences. I just ask that for the next time you at least pop a squat on the grass or something. I don't know. That's a lot to unpack here with this story. One, can I just say, I feel like this type of weird stuff that we see or hear about, why does it always happen at John's Summit sets in Florida?
I mean, I think the combination of those two things,
Florida at John's Summit,
like it checks out, because people are always complaining about John Summit crowds. Which, like, okay, to be fair, they're like more mainstream and it's ravers complaining about it and whatever. But yeah, in Florida, I don't know what's going on down there, but I don't really want to.
Because there was the one time where he did a set at the day club at the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa, and there were videos circulating from that of like people sucking toes like in the cabana, like not like in the cabanas, like on the cabanas that are in front of everyone. And I remember seeing that. Now that's like what I think of immediately when I see this. I'm like, oh, just another batshit crazy story that occurs at a John Summit set in Florida.
It's interesting.
Not
Yeah, I
a
don't.
good look for the Florida people, I must say, coming from
It's
that
like
state.
it's like tech house. Like it's not like I don't know. It's not rhythm.
Yeah,
You know, it's not anything crazy.
yeah. There's too much happening with the rhythm kids for them to.
Yeah,
There's too
they're
much
like
Chinese going
they're
for them
too
to.
into it. They're too active.
There's too
I,
much Chinese to suck toes
I
in
think I
rhythm.
don't. I think it's less of a John Summit problem. I think it's more of a Florida problem.
I no, I totally agree. I
Uh,
just think it's an odd coincidence that
but
no
it is.
twice.
It does seem to yes.
Yeah, definitely. We're not making the state look good. I mean,
It's
I love my home state, but you know, we do bring a certain
but there's a reason he lives here now.
there's a certain craziness to it, and it certainly comes alive in these stories and videos. I'm here for more Florida stories, by the way. I'm not bashing it.
Uh-huh.
I feel like if we're gonna get, you know, out of all the crazy stories, they're probably gonna come from that state.
Well, did you see that new HBO show called It's Florida Man?
No, I haven't.
Well, the first episode is about a Bass Nectar fan.
Oh my god,
The first episode.
that just sums it up
And
pretty
just
well.
like this guy, I'm not going to spoil it, but this guy from Florida does he's like willing to do some crazy stuff to get money to go see Bass Nectar at Red Rocks. Like, obviously before Bass Nectar got canceled. But yeah, no, it's like that was the first episode. It's like a Bass Nectar fan in Florida.
That is such an atypical look too. Of like, I'm just gonna do anything to get money to go to this one show.
Yeah.
And then I'll do anything there to get money to go back home. I gotta
Like,
figure out how to get back home.
I mean, like, you know, just people need to be more entrepreneurial. We need to bring back the grilled cheese thing and making money off of grilled cheese, parking lot grilled cheese. I haven't seen a parking lot grilled cheese set up in a long time. And I think, you know, let's get smarter.
Are you just referencing American Dad?
No, this is like a thing. The grilled cheese thing is a thing.
I've never seen grilled cheese out in the parking lot.
No.
I've seen street food. Get behind street food all day. It smells delicious.
Yeah. Well, I think they monopolized the parking lot
The street food?
food industry. Yeah.
Oh,
This cat hates that I'm holding him right now.
he wants to run. He wants to be free. Can you picture yourself ever doing? We're gonna stray away from the story here, but can you picture yourself ever doing the Wook thing like that, where you're like, don't know how I'm gonna get there, gonna figure it out, gonna go, and then I'm also not gonna figure out how I'm gonna get back.
You've heard my travel plans, right?
No, but I mean, but okay, but
Like,
to the extent of like,
know me.
not like that, but like, what I mean is like they go sometimes they don't even have the money to go back. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've done that before.
I didn't know you did that before. I have to call you out like that.
I hitchhiked back home from my first Lost Lands.
Do tell.
I all
You've brought it up. You must tell.
right. I'm gonna let. I know.
All right, baby.
Go be free. He was very upset by that.
He did not like that you were not safe.
Yeah. No, I went to my first Lost Lands with some people I didn't know very well at the time, who later became some of my greatest friends. Which is I think that's a beautiful story. But I went down there. I didn't have a car, but I saw that Lost Lands was like 4 hours south of where I was going to college at the time at University of Michigan. And I looked up, you know, like how long it would be on the bus and the pricing, and it was really not that expensive. So I took a Greyhound bus down there.
Okay.
And then
There we
on
go.
my way back, I don't know what happened, but I missed the last Greyhound bus of the day, and I had class the next day, like on Tuesday. So I took to Facebook and was like, hey, is anyone driving to Michigan? Can at least get me within like a 30-mile radius of my house. And this guy named Starchild was still in Columbus, and he was going to Detroit. And shout out Starchild, if you're watching this, you're the man. No, he is the man. And Yeah, he drove me up.
Hello, Starshine.
He actually drove me to my house, which was really nice, and he didn't have to do that. So, yeah, that's how I got home.
Crazy.
Yeah. I feel like I've done that a couple times, but
Would you do that now?
would I do that now?
I not to discredit it at all because I'm not trying to. But college, I guess I could kind of see it where like I get the whole like I'm broke, I'm in college type of thing. I missed the bus, don't have an option. But I'm like imagining Wooks in they're like 35, like
Yeah.
where most people have some type of money and a
Well,
financial situation going, and then they're like, I may or may not make it back from this event.
yeah. I mean, now I think it's a little bit different because when I lived in New York and Michigan, which is where I've spent the majority of my life in those two states, um, Michigan, it was kind of within driving distance of like Chicago, Electric Forest, Lost Lands, um, and um, and then when I was in New York, I was in the Northeast. So any festival in the Northeast, which there are quite a few, was within driving distance. So I think it was a little bit easier then. Living in Denver, there's like Denver, and then there's Boulder, and then there's like a few cities around there, and then there's just state.
Yeah, there's
You
no
know?
fests either, so
And
you're
like,
going far enough for all that.
and I'm sorry if you live in the state area that I'm referring to. I'm from New York, so everything is like Denver's like a small town to me. Um, but it's like because of that, nothing is really in driving distance. Like I could drive maybe to Vegas, but it'd be kind of a hike, And I could drive to Salt Lake City, but I haven't had the inkling to go there. And it's still like a lot farther than when I was driving to festivals from New York or from Ann Arbor.
Oh, yeah, double the distance.
But I think because of that, because I fly into a lot of festivals now, there really isn't any room to like do that, you know? Like I can't really afford it. If I'm like within 4 hours driving of where I live, I'm going to figure it out, right? But if
Okay.
I'm like 20 hours away driving from where I live, and buying flights the same day are very expensive. I don't know. I pre-plan a little bit better for.
We definitely have to out here. That's one of the things about moving out here that I was like, oh man, like there's not as many. There's a lot of shows, of course, which makes up for it. But like festivals, I was like, they're all far now. They're all far.
Yeah, they're all far. We do have a good airport. We do have, we do have a lot of flights out of the airport. A lot of them are on an airline that I think is going bankrupt right now. I'm not going to say which one, but so that shall be interesting. But we do have a big airport with a lot of flights, so it's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
A lot of tunnels too. Have you ever taken the tunnel, the secret tunnel, over to Utah through the airport?
What?
Yeah, there's a tunnel. Like they talk about the secret tunnels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an underground tunnel, and you can just take it to Utah.
No.
I'm kidding. There's not one.
I was like, that's not real.
I would be surprised if there is one though.
But like, that's kind of believable.
They could make one easy. They just go right
They
through the mountains.
But like, I've looked into this airport enough that if that was a thing, I would know about it.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
Back to the story though.
The golden shower situation.
Yeah. This is there's a lot to unpack.
Please don't do that.
Please don't do that.
Don't do that. Just
do not piss in the crowd. Go to the fucking porta potty. Go to the bathroom. Go to VIP in a place that is normal. Do not just piss. I
have dignity.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Have some shame about it.
Yeah, feel some
shame if you do this. That's insane. And from the story, I'm gathering that they just did it on the concrete, which is even crazy.
It sounds like she just kind of let it rip.
She was standing.
Yeah.
Like she must have thought she was in the shower.
Probably.
There was some mist coming down, from the VIP area to keep you cooled off, and she was like, I'm in the shower, and then
it's like, lady, just because you're in VIP doesn't mean you get to do that.
Yeah, matter of fact, if they catch you doing that in VIP, they should you should immediately get kicked out.
I mean, if they catch you doing that at a
Downgraded.
festival, like
Downgraded to GA plus. Fucking scam.
but the bathrooms.
The extra bathrooms.
But the bathrooms
that they don't guard, that you can just walk right in. EDC Orlando, the entire time I was at EDC Orlando, I walked straight to GA plus bathrooms every time, and I walked right in. No problem.
Incredible.
Incredible for a couple of reasons, but that's not for this episode.
Yeah, that's for a few reasons.
But yeah, GA plus is a scam. We'll move on to the so I know that's a thing that occurs, like pissing in the crowd, like specifically.
It is
I know
definitely a thing that happens.
Now I'm sure guys do it. Specifically, I've known girls that have done it. I don't know any guys that have done it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to call out either or, but I feel like it's easier for y'all to squat down. I feel like if I did it, I'm a sexual predator. You know?
Yeah.
It's harder for me to whip my dick out. You guys just girls just this conversation is going haywire, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just don't do it. Let's just end it there.
Yeah. I mean,
I talk myself into a hole here.
I think there's I don't know. I have definitely been in situations where I like didn't consider that, but I really had to use the bathroom, and either the lines were very long or I was really deep in the crowd, and I didn't want to lose my spot. So I understand that, but if you're just standing and I mean, I'm not saying that I don't endorse it, but I understand if your favorite artist is playing main stage.
She approves.
No, I do not approve of this, but I can kind of sympathize with if you're standing at the rail for 8 hours to see your favorite artist, and if you leave, you lose your spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can sympathize with that. Especially if you're a little but yeah, I mean, just standing in a
liquids.
VIP area, there's no excuse. I don't really there's just no excuse. Don't do that.
Yeah, and the VIP section is insane. The other half of the story, which I kind of got to give the girls some props here, is the fact that she just looked the girl straight in the eyes and was like, "Yeah, I did that.
This is happening.
This is happening." Yeah, not only is this happening, it did happen.
Yeah.
I will say the balls to do that. Bravo. I'll give you that.
That is kind of like a alpha move on her part.
An alpha move. I think that's got to be the title of this episode.
Yeah, it's like an
alpha move.
Yeah, it's just it is. It's an alpha move. It's asserting her dominance.
I'm trying to think if there's anything. I'm looking real quick, see if there's anything else over this that we need to glaze over. Yeah. Crazy. Would leave me speechless too.
I think that we don't endorse this behavior.
Not very demure.
Please use the bathrooms like a civilized human being. Thank you.
End of episode.